48 hours away from a critical close on Bitcoin, which could see us losing major support. What you are seeing here is the 200-week moving average, which Bitcoin is 2 days away from losing. I'm going to explain what this can mean for Bitcoin. We are literally hours away from a PCE reading as well. If you are trading, check out the links in the description to Bybit or Mexi, but of course, only risk what you're willing to lose. Trading is difficult and takes time to get good at. Now, critical levels here on Bitcoin. We're slightly flat here on the day, waiting for PCE inflation. Now remember, when the PCE inflation comes out, you want to be looking at the year-on-year and month-over-month figures. On the headline year-over-year, we're looking at 4.2 last time. Expectations this time are for it to come in at 4.1. If we switch on over to the monthly change, it's 0.1 last month, and they're expecting that actually to come in at 0.2, so they're giving it room for it to nudge up a little bit. Then we want to look at core inflation. Remember, core inflation is the one the Fed looks at a little bit more. And again, for the annual, that came in at 4.6% last time, expected to notch down a little bit down to 4.5. And then finally, the month over month figure, which gives you that run rate, came in at 0.3% last time, expected at 0.3% again. Now, all that to say that if inflation is not coming down, markets will be annoyed. And what we've seen here over the last few days is this has changed. Remember when we had the last FOMC meeting, the market had pretty much said that that was it, we're pausing at this next meeting. It made up its mind. But look now, guys, 36%, this is creeping up every single time of the market, is saying, we're probably going to get one more 25 base point rate hike. So that data today is going to play a big impact, and it will be out shortly. Make sure you're in our Telegram groups. Make sure you're on Twitter to make sure you get those updates when it comes out so you can trade on them. If you don't get them instantly, you can't wait for YouTube videos to upload and render. No, be in the Telegram, be on Twitter, so that way when those alerts come out, you're ready to trade those alerts, okay? By time sometimes on YouTube, it's much more for midterm, longer term trading. So jumping back onto Bitcoin, we know here that if we pull out the key levels, we are still at a very tricky predicament, right? If we jump into the hourly chart, you guys know that we've been following this pattern and we've been falling out of this symmetrical triangle. And when we fell from the symmetrical triangle, what did I say? You guys probably remember I said, think like Beyonce, trade like Beyonce, look to the left, and the pivot point at the bottom is 26.2. And that is exactly where Bitcoin is trying to hold a strong footing here. It held at 26.2. It did fake out slightly below, but then look at that, how it held at that level. Now the question is, can it mount an attack to get above the apex of the triangle, which is around that 27,000 level, to then work its way? If it can't do that, it's just a matter of time before the bears will continue to tighten the screw, break through 26.2, and head to that 25,000 level, which we've been calling for many weeks. Now, like I said, if the bulls do want to bounce at this level, they've got to start working through 27, and then more importantly, getting above 27.5. Look at this resistance here where my cursor is. 1 touch, 2 touches, 3 touches along this 27.5 level. That's going to be the important bit. Break through there, then you can mount another attack at 29, 30, etc. But at the moment, the bias continues to be with the bears. The weakness continues to exist on the charts. Now, if I jump on over here to the 4-hourly chart, what you'll notice here is we were breaking down from this symmetrical triangle pattern. And you can see on this symmetrical triangle pattern, the price target remains at 25,100. And again, even though we've had a bit of a sideways action, that price target remains. There's no reason to invalidate that price target just because we haven't reached it quickly. The bulls have shown some strength. They're not willing to let go easily, but the bears are still in control here on this time frame. The other way to look at this, guys, is of course the larger time frame. We spoke about the cup and handle pattern on the weekly. Now we are close to invalidating this pattern. If I drop this down to the daily chart, if we lose this handle of the cup and handle pattern, we will lose this. We don't want to break out from this channel. If I just extend this channel a little bit here, we need to stay in this channel. So you want to see a reaction by the bulls, at least to the center line up here, and again, that 27.5 level, to keep this big cup and handle pattern from playing out, okay? So that's important. Also worth looking at is this pattern, right? Which was our head and shoulders pattern. What price target did our head and shoulders pattern give us? 24,300 range, okay? So again, all intact. And even lower, if this wants to come down to the bottom of this channel, that's going to bring 23,000, 24,000. Now, like I've explained, the problem with those price levels are it means we would lose our weekly EMA ribbon. And that is not what we want to do. We do not want to be losing this weekly EMA ribbon. Now, we are, again, 2 days away from closing on Bitcoin on Sunday when we close this candle. So far, we've managed to hold above it, thankfully. Now, as you can see when I zoom in, we did wick into it. Look at that wick. We wicked into it. But so far, we've managed to keep the price above that EMA ribbon. So long as we do, that's good. But the bottom of the EMA ribbon sits at 25,000. A weekly close below 25,000 tears up the script and we enter a sideways / bearish situation. Right now, we're still in a bullish situation. I know it sounds crazy, but on a weekly time frame, we've had a big move to the upside. We've just pulled back, and that is why I'm happy to personally be DCAing in these situations. But when I DCA, I'm still prepared for lower lows. I know, and that's the situation we've got. Now, of course, a lot of this market uncertainty continues to remain around the debt ceiling talks, right? 1 week ago, last Friday, markets were a little bit euphoric, thinking, oh, they're going to solve this debt ceiling issue over the weekend. And I came out and I said, no chance, guys. They're going to use up all the time they can to use for their political desires, right? That's what they're going to do. So you can see here, we're on the 26th of May now. The 1st of June is when Janet Yellen is saying, oh, we're not going to be able to meet some of our obligations. So now market's going to start to get really tentative. Expect more volatility. Fear and greed index sitting at 49. So again, we have that neutral territory, which makes sense. Nothing too scary. But again, if we were to lose that EMA ribbon, expect this to plummet. That's when you'll start to see a bloodbath again. And that's where you'll start to see pain in the market. Other trends worth noticing is, of course, Nvidia smashed their earnings, right? We covered this off in the previous videos, and this is leading a problem not just in render. If you're not watching my render video, go watch that. Not just in render, but also AI plays. Remember, Nvidia, one of the foremost players in AI, generative AI, and that is leading a lot of AI tokens such as AGIX and others starting to move. If you want to know one of my favorite AI plays, I'll link up that video for you guys to go watch as well. And last but not least, we have to check in on our enemy, that is the dollar index. Remember, this is the indication that risk is rotating off. Whenever there's uncertainty in the market, like there is with this debt ceiling issue, risk rotates off. And you can see the dollar index is doing the unthinkable right now. It's trying to close here above its weekly EMA ribbon. Remember, this doesn't close on Sunday like crypto markets do. The dollar index will close in 11 hours at the end of today, okay? So this candle, if it closes above its weekly EMA ribbon, it's not good. Particularly if Monday it opens up green as well, because this is the last time it tried to reclaim it. It did indeed close above the EMA ribbon, but then we followed it with a nice powerful red day, which is important. So again, we need to see the same play out. We can't let it get above its EMA ribbon, because that is going to provide more difficulty for Bitcoin to hold its EMA ribbon. So we need to see weakness in this, and the best way that's going to come about is if this debt ceiling issue is sorted, risk can rotate back on, Bitcoin and growth stocks can start to move in the positive direction again. Guys, if you appreciate this quick Bitcoin update here on a Friday, smash up likes, don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you go catch up with my Phantom and Render videos. I'll leave those linked up here, and I'll see you in the next one.